I want you to think about the last time you tried to lose weight. Maybe it was a new plan, maybe a new app, or a new Monday. And at first it worked, like it normally does, until it didn't. But then you probably told yourself the same thing you always do. I just need more discipline. It must be my willpower. Maybe I'm broken. I've spent years teaching women how to lose weight, only to realize most of them hadn't earned the right to lose weight yet. Now, before this idea ever became a thing, I was just a coach helping people change their lives. Women would come to me ready to lose weight, to feel more confident, have more energy, or just be a better example to their kids. So I did what all coaches do. I gave them a plan. Better food, better habits, a workout routine. And for one of those women, we'll call her Mrs. Jones, it was working. Mrs. Jones was not the kind of person who had given up on herself. She was actually successful in every area in her life. Showed up at work, answered every email, even packed her kids' food the night before. She was driven, capable, and very successful. The kind of woman who figures things out. So she approached me with this the same way she did everything else, ready to work hard and get this thing done. So when things started clicking, it made sense. It's just who she was. Her clothes would fit, the scale dropped. She even messaged me one day saying, I'm finally starting to feel like myself again. More confident, lighter, but not just physically. It's like she unlocked something that she'd been chasing for years. So things were going well. Until the weekend hit. She would binge, come back Monday full of shame. She'd promise herself that this week was going to be different. Things would settle, but then a brutal week at work would hit. Kids needing everything, and she was left with nothing in the tank. Mrs. Jones didn't plan on going to the pantry that night. She just found herself there, standing in the dark, mid-bite, having no idea how she even got there. Now, this was not weakness or lack of willpower. She was exhausted, overwhelmed, and food was the only thing that didn't ask anything of her that day. And yet the next morning she would look at herself in the mirror and say, what's wrong with me? Why can't I control myself? Am I actually broken? The truth is she wasn't broken. She was just never given the right tools. And it was in that moment the first epiphany hit me. If her relationship with food was this bad, and food controlled her this much where she could not stop herself from running to the pantry on hard days, no diet strategy I was going to give her was going to stick. Now the second epiphany, that one hit me even harder. I zoomed out and realized this wasn't just Mrs. Jones. This was everybody. Every single woman sitting across from me, a version of the same story. Different names, different details, but the same pattern going on underneath the surface. And it was in that moment I realized these women did not have a weight loss issue. They had a relationship with food issue. Now, what mainstream weight loss gets completely wrong is it says that it all starts with food. Eat less, move more, work harder. That's cool. But if that were the case, if effort and information were enough, why are the same women following the same diets over and over again, but ending up in the same place? Imagine for a second building a house, but then totally skipping the foundation. You just jump straight to the walls and roof right there on the dirt. Nobody's moving their family into that house, but that's kind of how we approach weight loss. We skip the foundation, the mind, the nervous system, the emotional patterns, the relationship with food, psychology, and just jump straight to the walls and ceiling of diets and fat loss hacks. But then we wonder why the house keeps crumbling down. So what does the foundation actually look like? It comes down to 3 shifts. Shift 1, your relationship with food has to heal. For most people, food is the enemy. It's a reward, but then a discipline or a coping mechanism. And it carries with it shame, guilt, and fear, all before the first bite. But when your relationship with food heals, something magical happens. You sit at your daughter's birthday party and have a slice of cake. And it's just cake. No spiral, no shame, no guilt, no I'll start over Monday. Food stops being a war that you're constantly losing and starts to become just food. Shift 2. You have to start feeling your emotions without eating them. Food is the most accessible numbing agent on the planet. It's legal, socially acceptable, and let's just be honest, it works. The woman sitting in her car right now eating after a hard meeting is not weak. She doesn't lack discipline or willpower. She was just never found another way to come down from the stress. But when you become emotionally regulated, you become the source of your own peace. Hard days stop sending you to the pantry because you don't need them the same way anymore, because it was never about the food. Shift 3. You have to see the patterns that are secretly running you. Most people live completely on autopilot, driven entirely by subconscious patterns. Beliefs about food, about their bodies, about what they deserve, that were all formed years ago, but have never been re-examined since. And when these patterns meet your goals, discipline loses every single time. Because humans were never meant to out-willpower our own psychology. Most people think they need a better diet, but the reality is they need to just become someone who no longer needs one. Because weight loss that lasts forever is an inside job first, before it's an outside one. So before you start your next diet, download another app, or wait to start over another Monday, I want you to sit with just one question. Have I earned the right to lose weight yet? Have I fixed the inside first? If this were a house, would I trust the foundation to keep my family safe? Because if the answer is no, or even a hesitation, that's your answer. Because what I can tell you after 15 years of this work, the women who change, and I mean really change, not just for a season, don't find a better diet. They find themselves. Here's the future I'm working toward. Makes me emotional. A world where moms stop passing their food trauma down to their kids. Where diet culture shifts from what we can't eat, restriction and punishment, to how we actually feel. Where people can trust themselves around food again. And that's what dieting from the inside out makes possible. Not just a body you're proud of, but a life you're finally at peace with. Thank you.